Hi, preschoolers. It's Miss Amanda. Today, for our read aloud, I want to read a book by Carle called The Tiny Seed. And I'm going to share my screen. We're going to read The Tiny Seed by Carle. This is a great book to kind of show the life cycle of how a seed becomes a plant and so forth and so on, and how the circle continues. So let's get started. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up till it goes. It flies too high and the sun's hot rays burn it up, but the tiny seed sails on with the others. Another seed lands on a tall, icy mountain. The ice never melts and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind. The tiny seed does not go as high as the others. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Now it is winter. After the long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them with soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch, but the tiny seed lies very still and the mouse does not see it. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full, they start to burst open a little. Now they're not seeds anymore, they are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth, then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It's a big fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and all the rain away from the small new plants, and the little plants die. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It was too late. Hurry! But finally it starts to grow into a plant. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along and oh, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud. And now even a flower. But what is happening? But there are footsteps. Then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. Oh no. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses, and now the flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at the flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower from a tiny seed. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time, the flower's seed pod opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail away on the wind. The end. So that's a really great story of how even if you're tiny, you can still be mighty, and that being tiny has ways of being awesome, that everyone is special, regardless of what everyone else is doing. If you decide to do something different, or if something different happens to you, you can still be something great. But also, this story shows that a seed goes from the plant, goes on the wind, and lands into the dirt where it can grow into something beautiful. And it shows that not every seed becomes a plant. Not all of them get to grow to their full potential, which is why when you see flowers that are in the ground that someone has planted, just using your eyes and your nose to smell them, but leaving them in the ground so that everyone can enjoy them, but not just one person. Because when you pick it, it no longer can grow. So this is a great book. I love Eric Carle. I love the way he illustrates everything, and I hope you enjoy this book too. And Miss Amanda will see you later. Bye, preschoolers.